You know, I don't really know how I went so long in this garage without a motorcycle lift with all the projects I do and things like that. But since I got the Let's Roll motorcycle lift in Dolly, I've already used it a handful of times. This video is not about motorcycle maintenance, it's about the Let's Roll lift and dolly. I like to be able to jack it up from this side, so I put the dolly on this side. You need to make sure that you have a 7/8 socket. I like to use a little extension just because it helps protect your expensive exhaust rather than banging the socket wrench against your exhaust or footboards or anything else. Your biggest concern here is going to be balance. So I found that if the Let's Roll dolly is like right up against the kickstand basically, and you slide the jack between there, kind of line it up, for my bike that works really well. The lift doesn't get the bike super high off the ground, but even a few inches makes a huge difference, I feel like. Also, you won't even have to use the dolly. You could just use the lift. I like the dolly because it's a little bit wider, so it just makes things a little bit more stable. But this isn't bad. I won't want to go too crazy on this, especially with the jack all the way up. But like I said, just to give you an idea. So with the jack all the way up as high as it'll go, it gets my tires about 4.5 inches, 4.25, 4.5 inches off of the ground. But that's still going to help save your back if you're doing something. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I've done a project on this bike where I've been like crouched way over or even laying on the floor of the garage trying to do something. And I feel like just having it up 4.5 inches is going to make a huge difference as far as that goes. I will say before you lower the jack all the way down, just make sure that these wheels on the Let's Roll dolly are kind of straight this way, because then you can slide your jack right out. That way you don't have to work as hard when you go to lift it off of the dolly. And again, this is my bike and yours might be different. But with my bike on the Let's Roll dolly, and the Let's Roll dolly is at its highest setting. There's two settings that you can adjust it for. At the highest setting, my tires are about 2.75 inches off the ground. My garage is very small, so it's pretty tight to move this thing around. Especially with junk in the way. It can be done. I won't suggest trying it in a garage that is less wide than mine. We can get her done though. Just takes a little bit of back and forth, and we can get her turned around in here. That's another thing I can do with the bike on the lift is freely inspect my tires. So many times that I wish I had a lift in my garage, so this is perfect. Since I do have a relatively small garage, I don't really have room for a big table lift, although at times I've wanted one. I thought even if I could get the top of my bike up, you know, here, that's a good 8-10 inches off the ground, which would be awesome. But just the size of a table lift, the footprint of a table lift in the garage, doesn't make a lot of sense here. This Let's Roll Dolly is great, especially if you're limited on space, because it's not always on the lift, so why have the lift taking up that much space all the time? And though I'm not excited about winter at all, I am excited to have the Let's Roll Dolly for when it comes to winter, because I'll be able to easily just push this up against the wall here and relatively out of the way. Plus it's vertical instead of over on the kickstand, so it's going to take up less space. And still, if I'm doing a project on the bike and I need to move it, that's easy to do as well. I think in their videos and the floor surfaces that they're working on are like really nice floors. This garage floor is a little rough, so I do have a little bit of a problem moving it around. It's not like effortless, but it's way easier than trying to move it without the dolly. Once the wheels on the dolly get turned the right way, the way that you need them to be to move in the direction that you want to move, that's way easier. So sometimes it's just getting it started and having the confidence to, you know, kind of push it around. And once it starts moving the direction you want it to move, it's very easy. If I had a big open area in this garage, I'd be a lot more confident, because once it does start moving pretty good. I just don't want to bang into something, and trying to keep track of everything from the tour pack to the front fender. I just don't want to ding up any of my new body parts that are on this bike. But as you can see, the lift is very secure, very sturdy. It just really works great. When you're done and you're ready to ride, it's essentially the same process, only backwards. You know exactly where the jack needs to be because it fits right between the dolly, which is fantastic. We didn't lower it down all the way, so it'll be nice and easy to get it where it needs to be. You just need to lift it until the dolly will easily roll out. And start lowering it down. Once the weight of your bike is mostly on the tires, it's just going to start leaning right over onto the kickstand. If you want, just to be more confident, verify the kickstand is down, which it should be because we left it down in the first place. that's all there is to it. So that's the Let's Roll Jack and Dolly. That's just a few reasons why I like this thing. I'm definitely going to be making a few more videos about it just to really kind of drive it home how much I like this thing and let you guys know, because when I find value in something, when I find a product that I like, that I can get behind, I want to let you guys know about it. It's not the cheapest jack in the world, especially when you're dealing with a $25,000 to $30,000 motorcycle that weighs nearly 1,000 pounds. Do you really want to trust that to a super cheap bike lift? I don't. I feel more confident finding something that's good quality. This is made in the USA and it has a lifetime guarantee. So that's pretty good. That's something you can get behind, right? Now you've seen the jack, you've seen how it works. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below, right? Thank you very much. Have a good one. Stay safe out there as always. And I will catch you in the next video. Peace.